So hello everybody, this is Kiara. It's May 16th, 2020. So welcome again to our tri-weekly meditation. So we've been doing this for, seems like a couple months now. And it seems like a practice for connecting with the heart of Gaia, to work with planetary consciousness, to be available to the earth, to the cosmos, to shape new evolution. And the way we can do that is by simply tuning ourselves to be vehicles multidimensionally, so that we can open doorways between the worlds, link with the heart and soul of Gaia, and then bring our intentions into manifestation as a unified thought, as a unified vision, in harmony with the will of Gaia, with cosmic evolution. And like I've said, like we've spoken about often, this is a time that we are shifting from one paradigm into another paradigm of awareness. And everything is changing with that. It's not just mental frames, it's biology, it's our emotional states, it's the biosphere itself. The earth herself is going through a grand initiation. And this is a cycle, amongst other cycles, that Gaia has been awaiting and preparing for, and we are part of that too. So she chooses species to work with us co-creatively. Even though our species has been so destructive in the past, it's also an opportunity for our species to co-evolve something new, just simply because of the fact that our nervous systems are a bridge in a way that is unique between the upper worlds and the lower worlds, between different timelines, and we have the possibility to hold a certain frequency within the body, which makes it possible for Gaia to step forward and do what she needs to do. So in the Inca tradition and many others, they speak about a tree of life. And the tree of life is not external to us. It's something that we build within our own being. It's an alchemical process, so that high frequencies of light can move through the physical form, awakening possibilities within the inconscience, the density within matter which has not been penetrated yet. And aspects of the subconscious mind are also linked with the inconscient. So our conditioning from the past, which has to do with a lot of fear, with a lot of separate consciousness, where we have experienced ourselves as being disconnected from the flow of life. All this is being penetrated now, and it's happening very naturally and spontaneously. And our job with this, if we do anything, is simply to open ourselves to become the bridge between worlds. So the tree of life is a symbol of what this bridge represents. So the branches reach up to the sky, the roots go deep into the earth, our bodies become the trunk, the leaves, the fruits. And so the Incas also talk about the seed of light within our own bodies, which is ultimately a reflection of the solar or the galactic sun, or the eternal sun. So this last few days, many of us had been doing a 5-day webinar to get in touch with the tree of life, to activate it within our being, to open doorways between the worlds, and then link in consciously with the heart and soul of Gaia to create new worlds. So I want to thank all of you who participated. The next time we do this will be in June, another 5 days starting June 6th and 7th. and then June 10th to 12th. So we'll be working with Inca traditions, Ilahi Nur, integral yoga, with awarenesses from the Egyptian and the yogic traditions, and basically to open up to an alchemical process that the body knows and understands. It's not about understanding more things or concepts. It's about allowing the body to do what it needs to do, what it knows how to do within its own consciousness, which is different from mental consciousness. Listening to that, aligning with that, so that the higher mind can then step into the cellular mind with full awareness. So that's our task now at this juncture, and the tree of life is an aspect of this. You all know the stories of the fall, the so-called descent, where we are given a choice between the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. The tree of knowledge leading to a state of duality, and the tree of life leading to a state of unity. And it's not that one is better than the other. Both are part of an evolutionary journey. We, at a certain point in planetary and human development, we needed to experience duality. We needed to experience separation. We took it a little bit too far, perhaps. And now is the time that we move from duality back into oneness, carrying the gifts with us, the gifts of multiplicity, the gifts of remembrance, the gifts of moving consciously towards what we can now create. So now we have the choice to choose again, to choose the tree of life, to allow that tree to blossom and grow within us, and to strike our roots deep into the earth, let our branches climb high into the sky, and become the connector. I'm just going to look at the chat screen here. If you have a question or something that you would like to share, please say something. All right. So we are multidimensional, and so is the earth. We forget that sometimes. We forget who we are, and more importantly, we forget what the earth is. In treating ourselves as just body and outer personality, we are more predisposed to look at the earth the same way, as simply natural resources for us to what's the word they use? Well, to steal. So once we shift our perspective about who we are, we can also more easily shift our perspective in our relationship with the earth. A relationship that can exist on multiple levels. So many of us have been looking at the earth in terms of a mother, Mother Earth, this beautiful presence of life that supports all species on Earth. It's a web, and she is unconditionally present for each species in this web of life as the Great Mother. And then as we begin to understand other aspects of the earth, etheric, mental, emotional, and soul aspects of the earth, we can correspondingly begin to experience her on different levels. So we experience her as a companion, as a friend, as a beloved, as a co-creator with. And on a level of soul, connecting with soul, there's a much deeper link that we start to experience with her that also allows us to participate very directly in the co-creative process. So as long as we have felt ourselves separate or hidden ourselves from higher and lower dimensions of being or higher and lower worlds of existence, we have been stuck inside a matrix. And due to the nature of these times, we are forced to either break out of that matrix, remember who we are, and engage in the possibility of new creation, or destroy ourselves and go back to square one. My hope is that we choose the first alternative. My sense is that we have already chosen this on many levels, and now we're in the process of manifesting that timeline on this earth. And what kind of tools can we learn to allow us to do this effectively and powerfully? So that's one of the things I've been learning from the Inca tradition, the Cuero, the Kogi, these amazing elder beings who've been hiding out in the mountains in self-isolation for many generations in response to changes in the world around them, out of the need to isolate and protect those teachings. And now they're coming out again, they're coming back into the outer world with those teachings, offering those teachings to the rest of us to learn and to connect in new ways, to participate with the new creation that's taking place now. So the practice that many of us have been doing with the bubble week after week is the first of these teachings. It's about breaking out of the constriction of the middle world and entering into doorways that connect us with forces of life beyond the rational mind. Engage with aspects of ourselves that are much freer, much vaster, and from that connect with a force that's rising within the earth. So we'll continue with that. Each time we do this takes us deeper into a space where the body remembers what it needs to do, and it remembers what's been lost and forgotten on deep layers of cellular consciousness. So this awakening is taking place primarily on a somatic level, and then manages to break out into emotional, mental, and causal levels. So let's do this practice one more time. All right. So connecting now with the bubble of light that completely surrounds the physical body. Extending 2 meters out in all directions. So this bubble represents the boundaries of the middle world, our ordinary state of consciousness. And now we prepare to move into non-ordinary states by simply connecting with a window directly over the top of this bubble. So it's a wide circular window. It's like the diaphragm of a camera. And you open this now as wide as you can, and immediately experience the descent of cosmic light. It's an electrical frequency, pours in through the body, pours in through the entire bubble, down into the earth. For those of you who've been working with the Tree of Life practice, you can begin to bring the Sami in through the different navis, through different layers of the body. And connect down to the heart of the earth. And as with all life, there's a reciprocity. So as soon as there's that descent of cosmic light, there's a response, an ascent of magnetic light. So these are the two polarities that connect the upper worlds and the lower worlds, electricity and magnetism. And this operates on physical levels, it operates on spiritual levels, many different levels. So in response to the electrical frequency moving downwards, there's a powerful magnetic frequency of light that starts moving upwards. It moves up through the feet, up through the body, through the bubble, up through that window to the sky. And for those of you who've been doing the Tree of Life practice, you can bring it up through the specific channels, through the navis, braiding up along the spine. Then creating the Tree of Life, extending upwards through the conscious navi. As doorways continue to open between the worlds, feel the expansion of your presence. The Merkaba begins to activate. If you wish, you can move on to the step where you create the 7-layered bubble, activating it all the way out to the very boundaries of creation. And as you expand out and continue to move further and further out through space, you find yourself becoming at one with the consciousness of Gaia. Joining with her heart and mind, feeling her presence inside you. At this point, you become a co-participant in her evolutionary journey. And so imagine what you would like to see. Imagine what the new earth looks like Gaia luminous. Imagine what the new human looks like, Homo luminous. Imagine yourself entering into that vibrational frequency, that biological possibility. What does that mean for you? How does that feel? As you build this tree of life within your energy system, you're providing a path where higher frequencies of evolutionary energy can be utilized by the intelligence of the earth. As you enter that still point at the heart of Gaia, you have access to all realms of knowledge, truth, and wisdom, to the vast intelligence that moves across time and space and beyond. And you allow that intelligence to work with you and through you, allowing the personal self to simply become a vehicle and a doorway. So remain in that point of stillness. Allowing the unfoldment of this cosmic plan, where involution and evolution come together to shape new species, new possibilities, in response to new galactic waves sweeping in from the center of creation. As you deepen into that point of stillness, notice what happens in your body. Different sensations, movements of energy. Hucha being released. New energies being activated. New channels being created. Deep layers of fear coming to the surface in order to be released. Deep layers of trauma moving out, including physicalized trauma showing up as symptoms in the body. Bring your attention wherever is needed, wherever you experience Hucha, on whichever level of manifestation. And just observe as this frequency of light, the Ilahi Nur, begins to break through the matrix, open up new doorways for expression. And then in response, feeling the ascent of Gaia Nur as it rises up from the earth, moving across every cell within the body, opening to new biological programs in response to a planetary program. So remain in that space of creative stillness for as long as you wish. Thank you again for joining me here. With blessings, with love.